The first thing I'd like to talk to you about is in the film, your character, Major Dutch Schaefer, he's, you know, the leader, the obvious big guy in the end who has to come face to face with the predator. Off the set, were you the leader amongst the actors as well?
Well, no, the leader on any film is the director. And so John McTiernan, who was our director, was really the leader. He was handling all the rehearsals. He was taking care of us. He was preparing us. Also the stunt coordinator, Greg Baxley, he prepared us. So these were kind of the leading forces. We were the low foreheads. We were just doing what we were told to do. But nevertheless, we had a great time, you know, because one of the most important things that you do in the film is, you know, there's a certain camaraderie that develops amongst the guys, and you have a lot of fun with that. You don't just look at it as heavy work, but also something that you want to do and that you have a good time with.
Now, you mentioned the camaraderie. Was there also a bit of competition, say training, for example? I mean, with people as in, you know, in great shape. Did you have competition with that?
Well, what was the problem there was that every one of us came down to Puerto Vallarta or the Palenque, wherever we were shooting. We came there and we trained out 1 hour a day and did some running and stayed fit and trained for our various different stunts. But then the director kind of out of nowhere said, you know, there will be a time during the shooting, and I'm not going to tell you when, but there will be a time when I will ask all of you to rip off your shirts and to do something in the jungle. And so from that point on, everyone was sneaking away secretly to go to the gym and to work on the extra half hour. And I called Carl Weathers one time at midnight to do an extra half hour pumping up. And one time I went running in the morning, and he just came back from a 10-mile run. So the workout went from 1 hour to an hour and a half to 2 hours, all the way up to 3 hours. So there was this kind of competition going on, but in a fun way, you know, as much as everyone trying to psych the other one out. Even the day I left for the wedding, and I was in the middle of doing a scene, Jesse was in the background, keep saying in the middle of my scene, I do. You know, so I mean, it's that kind of a thing that always went on. And this is why I like working with a bunch of guys, because it makes it so much more enjoyable doing a film this way.
Was this a film where the physical part and the training was actually harder than the acting part, or required more concentration, I guess is what I'm getting at?
No, I tell you, the acting, no matter how tough the film is, but the acting always requires more attention and more concentration, simply because if the physical part doesn't work as well, you always have stuntmen there that then can do it again for you, and it was not going to be the same, but it's going to be done, the job. The acting no one can do. You have to be able to sell exactly one scene after the other. You have to sell the idea of being vulnerable. You have to sell the idea of being in command of the whole team. You have to sell the idea that you're frightened of this creature. And you have to be able to sell all these ideas, otherwise the movie doesn't work. So you're always kind of intense, and the concentration is tremendous always before you do a scene. So I would say the acting is the more important part.